Just last week we had a family day in Handsworth Park.
We gave out a lot of leaflets and then we spoke to people who were there. I personally went around and spoke to quite a lot of people and all the partnership members who were there doing the...
This year was absolutely fantastic. We had all the families out.
Not a single councillor, not a single MP turned up to our event. And at the end of the day, our challenge, I think, in the next 12 months is going to be opening those doors and getting those stakeholders involved.
I think it's Big Local's job to get everyone to come out and meet each other, because when you meet somebody who has come in as a refugee and there was no other way of meeting them apart from a community place like this, you find out that, yeah, it's great, you're learning something new, they're learning something new about you.
Bigger picture, I think, is to know Birchfield, and then the next stage would be create a hub where people can come in, seek that actual support, get the employment, feel more comfortable and happier to live in the area.
Something run by the community, you know, facilitated by community members, and not just getting experienced, qualified people from outside the community, but, you know, training people who live here.
I think volunteering is really important to Birchfield Big Local.
We get them to volunteer, so in return they get a bit of work experience and exposure to the real world of working, and then eventually they go on to apply for paid jobs, paid placements after about 6 months or something, and then we give them the reference because at that time they have the experience and then the correct exposure, and I help them with their CVs and everything.
I think Big Local's done quite a lot in the community. He's got people together, you know, small businesses off the ground.
If anybody wants to start up a business or help us run the community in a little way, there are small business grants which we do.
Some of them have taken up the grant and then started their own businesses, so they could be independent, self-sufficient.
You have to put a plan to say what you do, how you'd spend the money, and more than anything else, how it will actually impact on Birchfield itself.
We got involved with Big Local because Andrew came along to the cafe, had some lunch, and we got talking. He mentioned that we could get some funding to help us to do more things with the community.
We have doubled our fleet of boats since the help from them.
We've funded the boats, and if they've got the funds, they'll pay the money back to us. If not, we can use the facilities, so we can have it in kind. So it's a partnership arrangement, which is one of the key things to working with communities.
We have a lot of families that come here, a lot of families that haven't got a big budget, so we tend to cater for that.
We've got Jimo, who runs an eco-gardening project and also helping us with the Secret Garden project.
I got interested in doing gardening, working on the allotments and getting a sustainable kind of employment with the help of Unlimited Star Awards. First they gave me £500 to buy a jet wash and some other equipment, and then I went for the Try It Awards and got just about 4,000. This was full of rubbish and people just use it to dump stuff. So a few months ago we cleared it. We're going to build a shed here, a store to put the play equipment so they don't have to keep transporting to and from. And we should have like a gazebo, some cover as well. It's going to be put up, and some planters where we can grow vegetables.
We've got a young community, we've got high unemployment, we've got a fairly poor track record for health in Birchfield, and I think primary driver of that is in the whole of the Birchfield area there isn't any official parks.
We've been developing an environmental strategy for the area in partnership with Midland Heart and also with the City Council, looking at how we can tackle some of the environmental issues which you know, blight a lot of inner city areas.
They walk around the area and have a look where there's signs of improvement we can do. They also make a note of where the changes have happened over the month. So if somebody had left litter there, it was noted last month, they go back there and make sure it's cleared out.
Once people are getting less stress and they can walk down the street without complaining about, oh, the rubbish is this and that, and you can only get better, isn't it?
The Heritage Trail We're very keen really to try and put Birchfield on the map, and as part of the trail we visit Handsworth Parish Church where we are here. It's sometimes called the Cathedral of the Industrial Revolution.
In the graveyard you've got James Watt and William Murdoch, the big inventors of steam engines, and Baskerville is also buried there.
Grosvenor Road Studios, where we're based, and has had a number of very famous performers recording there.
You wouldn't believe the amount of creative people who have gone out into the world and had an influence, but they've chosen to remain here. The amount of talent and amazing things happening, but it's still very, very insular. I don't understand it.
There's quite a lot of people who moved into the area who do not, English is not their first language. So instead of having any isolation, we're trying to encourage them to come out of their homes and come and join us.
We're launching the book club for people who wants to read, and then like get people to, the community members to build their interest in reading. So in return, it will help them to build their vocabulary.
The whole aim of Big Locals is it works with local authorities, health authorities, as well as educational.
We all get together, we all share our views and thoughts, and we decide what's best for the community. Of course, not all 5 fingers are the same.
The aim is not there to replace council services. We're primarily there to support them.
At the end of the day, we all have one goal: do something back to the community.